Hi, everyone. We'll be starting here shortly, okay?
Sounds good.
And give you an idea of what our roles are, and then kind of go through some of the reporting that is due back to us. And then we will obviously wrap it up and let you guys have some time. If you've got some questions for us, we would be able to answer those as well. So with that, I think we're ready to hop in. So you have a full team here at the STEM Action Center that is here to serve you and hopefully give you the best externship experience possible. So I'm Angela Hemingway, and I have been fortunate enough to serve as the executive director for the STEM Action Center for the past, I guess we're coming up on 5 years. So this is, like I said, this is our second year of the externship program, and I'm just delighted that you've all taken time to join us. So I'm Angela, and I will hand it over to Stephanie.
Hi, I'm Stephanie, and I do the grants and contracts for the STEM Action Center, and I've met, or at least emailed, all of you recently. So if you have any questions about the grants or your contracts, just let me know. And I've been with the center about 3 years now. So yeah, take it over, Crispin.
Hello, Crispin Gravatt here. I am the research analyst here at the STEM Action Center. I've worked with a lot of you on your accounts to our community grants portal, and I put together the applications, our final reporting, as well as looking at those metrics and reporting out to the legislature, to our funders and other partners about the impact of all of our programs.
And I'm John McFarland. I'm Partnership Coordinator, and I'm the person on the other end of a lot of those emails you've been receiving. So I've been with the STEM Action Center about 1.5 years. Next slide. So the externship program, as you know, a lot of teachers go from high school to college and then back into the classroom without getting significant experience in the business world. So this program is designed to give you meaningful experiences in business and industry so that you can take those experiences back into your classroom and provide opportunities for your students to be exposed to a greater skill set and to understand what a career path might look like. So that's kind of what's behind all of this. May 1st through September 7th is the program dates inclusive. And then obviously it's going to be for 200 hours. You'll set up a schedule with your site host. And what that looks like will really be dependent on that cooperation between the two of you. And then remember, technically you're subcontractors for the STEM Action Center, not employees of the businesses, and that we carry a workman comp for you. Next slide. Given the world we are currently in, we wanted to include some information on COVID. We have 2 links there, one Rebound Idaho and one Coronavirus Idaho. But it's going to be critical that you communicate directly with your site host regarding policies and procedures at your businesses. There's a lot of moving parts here. And depending upon when your start date is, what phase we're in terms of getting back to work, what type of job they're having you perform, whether or not working from home is an option, those are all part of that. So communicate with your site host, and if you have any concerns or questions, please reach out and let me know. Next slide.
So this is my part. So this is all the paperwork that you guys have gotten. Every one of you should have gotten a contract, and this is what it looks like. And you need to sign it and send it back to me before you guys can start your externship. Here's the W-9 that most of you have sent me. And this is the invoice template. If you have questions about this, please contact Sandra Chad. She's our financial officer, and so that's who you will send your invoices to. And her email is right there at the top that you can contact her. And then this is your weekly work schedule that needs
And
to
Steph,
What?
I was just going to add really quickly that if they don't, providing this information is absolutely critical. We've got to have the contract, the invoice, and the W-9 in order to pay you for your work. So please make sure you do get that stuff into Stephanie on time.
Yeah, and like the contract says, you'll submit 2 invoices, one in the middle, about 100 hours, and then at the end. So you'll get just 2 invoices. And then this is your extern weekly work schedule that you'll submit with your weekly to on the community grants portal. I have 4 of you outstanding on contracts and W-9s. So if you aren't sure if that's you, then reach out to me and I'll let you know and I'll send it to you again. But it's really important that we get those paperwork for you, or you, like Angela said, you won't get paid. So questions?
Yes. Question really quick. Also remember that you will be receiving your full stipend and taxes will not be removed. So as you are thinking of filing your taxes for the year of 2020, just keep in mind that we will not be taking taxes out. Again, as a subcontractor, you would be responsible for making sure that when you get your 1099 at the end of the tax year, just find that taxes will be on. So, and if you could all make sure you're muted, I'll even mute myself now. So just something to keep in mind.
Anybody else have any questions about this stuff? I don't see any. Okay, we'll go on.
So if you have not, what I'll do, I'll send out after this slideshow, I'll send out an email to all of you. If you could please give me the name, email address, and phone number of your site host contact. That way I have that information and I know who directly you're working with. The people that I have worked with to this point have mostly been on the education side. Matt Thompson from Workforce Development works with the businesses. And so he may be contacting somebody other than the actual person that will be working directly with you. So if you can send me that contact information, I'd appreciate it.
Awesome. So this is, we are sort of phasing into what you're going to provide us as far as reporting goes. This is a template for a lesson plan that was developed with the State Department of Education that sort of outlines, it's a good structure just to sort of revisit how you can apply your experience to the classroom. And we will revisit this slide in just a couple slides once we go over some PD credits. So if we could look at the next slide, just to sort of structure chronologically how your experience is going to go. So there are 2 reports that we have related to your externship experience, and they're an interim and a final. So they're sort of structured like journal entries. So there are prompts that sort of structure your thinking around your experience week by week. And we encourage you to spend an hour or so at the end of your work week just reflecting and answering some of those questions real quick. You don't need to do a full 10-page report on every week or a full page report on every week, just some of your thoughts so that you can sort of look back at these reports and have a full picture of your experience week by week by week. And we will link some of the previously mentioned documents, the timesheets, et cetera, into this report so that you have constant access to those when you upload those reports. Now, when you do submit your interim report, then that submission of your halfway point is what is going to trigger your first round of funding. And likewise, once you are all done with your final report, that triggers your second round of funding to be released to you. And if you have any questions, if you haven't filled out any reports before in our community grants portal, we do have links here that are also on our apply page at stem.idaho.gov/apply. A video overview of step-by-step how to log in and create a report for this opportunity. So there are a few additional requirements if you are taking the externship for professional development credit offered through Boise State. So just a quick sort of show of hands reaction, whatever makes sense. How many of you are planning to take this externship for professional development credit?
They can type that in the chat if they would like.
Perfect. Awesome. So currently this is being offered as 3 professional development credits through Boise State University. And those credits, my understanding is those are $60 a credit. So 3 credits for a total of 180 credits, or $180 for 3 credits. And there may be the opportunity, I'm not entirely sure, I'll defer to Angela. There may be the opportunity to explore options for taking this for a single credit or for 2 credits, because you are putting in the time for up to 3 credits.
Yeah, so I guess that's a question maybe you guys could put in the chat. Again, the course is set up as a 3-credit course, like Crispin said, for $60 per credit. You guys putting in your 200 hours easily are getting your required credit hours. But if there's those of you that are thinking, well, I only need it for 1 credit, we need to know that pretty early in the process, because we have to set up a whole different class for you, which we're more than willing to do. We just know that it's worth up to 3 credits. So if there's those of you that would prefer 1 or 2 credits, the sooner you can let us know, the sooner we can get that course set up in the system. So after we hop off the call, John will send out the syllabus that is currently set up for 3 credits. I would say don't rush to register for that if you only need 1 or 2 credits. We will set you up with a whole different course number and a different link. So again, that would be, just let us know if you need fewer credits, preferably the sooner the better. And I see some chats coming in. All of the registration information will be in that syllabus, and there'll be a link out to that shows you how to register for the credits, keeping in mind that you're registering for the 3-credit course at this point in time, until we find out if some of you would like fewer credits, and then we can get those other courses set up.
Awesome. Thank you, Angela. Now, for the professional development credits or credit for this opportunity, you will need to submit in your final report a lesson plan template. And then if we could go back just 2 slides to that lesson plan template. So this template was created in partnership with the State Department of Education, and it's the 5E model that helps you sort of structure how your experience can be reflected in student experience in the classroom in the future. So this template will be provided as a link in your final report as well. So you can download and fill this in to submit along with your professional development or along with your final report if you are taking this for professional development credit. I do encourage you regardless to use this to structure your reflection and experience, because we know, because we have built this in partnership with the State Department of Education, it's not just going to reflect in your STEM related education practice. This is going to be a useful tool for everything that you do in your classroom, as well as the experiences and the knowledge and understanding practices that you can share with your peers in your school for years to come. And so that is only required if you are taking for credit. There will be an optional section where you can upload it if you want to share that experience or share what you have learned in this format with us, potentially to share out or build best practices for future iterations of the externship program.
Crispin, can you go back to the requirement reports for all? Steph, could you scroll back to the requirement reports for all? I think that was slide, there we go.
Yes.
So again, just to, kind of summarize, making sure it's perfectly clear. So these interim and final reports, those 2 reports are the reports that trigger you being able to submit an invoice for pay. Again, the interim at 100 hours and the final report when you complete. And we really, the STEM Action Center is kind of accountable to 2 different entities. Half of your paycheck is coming from the STEM Action Center, from our general fund dollars, which are appropriated by the governor and by legislators. And then the other half of your funding for many of you is coming from the company where you're working. So the company has put some skin in the game. The STEM Action Center has put some funding in the game. And that's why those weekly and interim reports help us tell stories or kind of put together your collective thinking so that we can go out and recruit more businesses, get additional funding through our appropriation. And so, again, very important to us, and obviously so important that we have tied your paycheck to your completion of those final reports. So again, just wanted to reiterate the importance of those reports, not only for your funding, but for our capacity to tell stories and get additional funding.
Thank you, Angela.
You've all got my email address. There's my phone number. Last year we had 16 externs, and Angela and I were able to visit all 16 at their work site. This year we're 29, and we're going to endeavor to do the same, although we don't know what restrictions will be in place then, and some of those may be virtual, but our goal is to be able to meet all of you on site somewhere around the midterm point. One other thing I'm going to ask of you, if you checked out our website from last year, you maybe saw the blogs that were put up by our externs. And I'm going to be asking that all of you submit a blog sometime during your experience about something that you found to be awesome, honestly, that we can share out and use attract externs for next year's businesses. We got a lot of really good feedback on what people wrote, and it's great for us to hear what those experiences are like. So at some point, I'll be reaching out for blog posts. They don't have to be lengthy. And again, you can go to our website and look at last year's post to kind of get an idea of what we're looking for. Okay, next slide.
And I think for us, I was just going to say that blog posts really are a way that, again, we can highlight the work you do. I think there's still individuals, legislators, and other businesses who don't quite understand what an externship is and don't quite understand the importance of an externship experience for educators. So again, these blog posts kind of help take your work and make them real and visible so that others, funders, other businesses can really see what these externships, what they look like. Because it is very new, as John and Crispin have said. This is our second year, and we've nearly doubled in size. It would have been more than double had COVID not happened, but certainly we are pushing forward. And with that, Angela will be quiet, and we have about 20 minutes left for some questions. So you're welcome to put information in the chat, which I'm looking at. John, when this is over, I know you're sending some documents out, and clearly here's Angela not being quiet, but I am reading one of the questions. Can you also include the blog link in the email that you sent out with the syllabus so that they've got that information? Thank you, Jackson. Silence. We will wait for questions.
I don't see any questions.
Let's see. Okay. We just had to do our teacher wait time. Let's see. So there is a question that says, if you've got kind of general questions, who do you contact? And if you can, Steph, if you can go back to the previous slide. So your primary contact through the STEM Action Center is going to be John. John can get you directed. If it's not John who answers it, if it's Steph or Crispin, John can point you in the correct direction. So John is your primary contact. Oh, here we go. We got good questions coming in. Someone asked if the employer said that they would start on June 1st. Will the employer contact you before then to give you instructions? John, I wonder if you want to tackle that. So again, her employer said, hey, you're going to be starting June 1st, and it sounds like she has not yet heard from the employer.
Yeah, I can take that. So once you establish who your site host is going to be, that communication is between the two of you. If there's a breakdown in communication or you're having issues, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. I work directly with Matt from Workforce Development, who works primarily with the business side. But if there's a breakdown somewhere, don't hesitate to reach out to me, and I'll solve the problem.
Okay. Steph has already answered this question, but typically, because it is just two payments, they are not direct deposited. The check will show up in the mail. Check in the mail, Steph. Thumbs up. Thumbs up. Okay. So your check will be paper checks that come in the mail. Let's see. The next question might go over to you, Crispin. It's a question related to some type of, we've asked them to maybe take a photo or a series of photos about work they're doing on the job. Is that photo something they need to put in their weekly journal or interim report, or what do they do?
I believe that the photo submission is in the interim report, but if you have multiple photos that you want included in a blog post or shared out through other means, please feel free to send them my way. Send them to pretty much anyone on the team, I'm sure would like to see what you're doing. But yes, in your interim report is a space to upload your photo.
And I'll jump in here too. It's nice to be able to have them accompany your blog post. The only caution would be make sure that the photos are in compliance with the policies of the location where you're working. So I would check with your site host to make sure those photos are okay.
Yes, if you are placed at INL, you probably are not allowed to take photos inside their facility. So again, make sure that you've got proper clearance before snapping and submitting those photos to us. It might be something you're doing in the field or even in front of the company. Last year, our extern placed at Micron actually had a sign out, or had her photo out in front of the company, in front of the sign, rather than actually in the building. So good point, John. Check your policies. We don't need anyone getting in trouble. Couple more questions have come. Let's see. So Steph, this may go to you. Do they need to send us their proposed schedule prior to the beginning of a placement, or does that get included with the interim report? You prefer to have that before they actually start a draft schedule?
Well, yeah, I kind of answered that in the chat, but I think we want to have that so you guys can schedule site visits. And it's just nice to have to see where we're at. So yes, please send a preliminary schedule.
Correct. And we recognize this would change, and John and I will never show up unannounced. So we would give you plenty of time to know that we were coming. Let's see, next question. Are the reports the same as the journal? So Crispin, this question is going to go over to you. They need to do a journal halfway through and a journal at the end. So wondering what is the difference between the interim and the final reports? And then another question about uploading tentative schedules. Do they upload them to the portal or just email them? So that is a multi-layered question. Can you see it on your screen, Crispin?
I'm scrolling through, so I'm sure I'll
okay, so it posted at 424 from Nicole.
Yeah, so the journal and reports are the same thing. So you have two reports and they're structured kind of like journal entries, sort of like you would give a reflection activity to your students to fill out. It's that same sort of journal format for both of the reports. There are sort of different prompts to guide your thinking throughout the weeks of your experience as an extern, starting at just like, so what is your role you're setting into? And then going into some other more detailed, like, how has the work you've done evolved over time? How could this experience apply to students interested in similar fields? That sort of thing. So they're general prompts you would answer as sort of journal entries. And that is your final report, an interim report.
Excellent. And the last question is a fabulous question, given that we've got about 10, 15 minutes left. I think it would be fabulous to do, if you guys are up for it, just a quick round robin. So each of you would take yourself off of mute. I can call your name if you prefer, so we don't all talk over each other. But I'm looking right here. I see Maddie and I see Paul, and someone had asked, hey, where are we all externing? So thinking it might be interesting. Steph, you were saying something?
Yeah, there's just one more question I think that needs answered before you do that.
Before I get really excited and, okay, all right, go ahead. Let's get the business out of the way then.
Do we need to submit weekly journals?
I encourage you to work through your interim and final reports on a weekly basis, but you only need to submit the 2 reports. One halfway through your externship experience and one at the end. And you have links to PDF copies of questions, and those, or you will in this, once this is sent out. And those questions are exactly as they will appear in the portal when you log in to complete questions. So you'll have a good idea of sort of what you should keep in mind as you are moving through your externship experience. And if you have any questions between now and then, and as you're filling these out, please do not hesitate to reach out to me, and I will do all that I can to help you.
Okay, so now for the fun round robin. This is what I'm thinking. Again, you guys have never met each other. We hope at the end of all this we can get us together at some point in time and meet one another in person. But here's what I'm thinking. I got my handy sticky note of what I'd like to know about each of you. Obviously, your name, which clearly is on the screen. Where do you teach, and what grade do you teach? And if you're in high school, middle school, what subject? So where, what, and what grade? And then where are you externing this summer? So it's going to be fast and furious, and I can see names across the top. So I'm just going to call on people, and I have the power to unmute you, or you can unmute yourself. So we are starting with Maddie, and then on deck will be Paul. And after that, I see Tara. So Maddie, you're up.
Sounds good. I'm Maddie Dew. I currently teach 8th grade math in Nampa, Idaho at Lone Star Middle School. And I'm externing with the University of Idaho, and specifically their iDrone program. So I'm helping with some drone research and putting together a now virtual summer camp.
Awesome. Thank you, Maddie. Fabulous. Paul, you're up.
Off. Oh, there we go. Okay, so I'm Paul. I teach at Treasure Valley Math and Science Center. I teach high school students and chemistry, pre-calculus, and astronomy. And I'll be working at Franklin Building Supply in Boise.
Excellent. Fabulous. So Tara, then Heather, and then Craig. Tara.
Hey, hi everybody. I'm Tara Daniel, and I teach at Valley View Middle. This is actually my first year in 8th grade teaching earth science, and I will be externing at the Boise watershed, which I'm really excited about.
Awesome. Very cool. All right, Heather, Craig, and then Ben, you are up next. So Heather.
Hi, I'm Heather Brandstetter. I'm teaching at Mullen School District, Northern Idaho. I am a school counselor, and it's a really small district, so I have all kindergarten through 12th graders. And I'm interning with Gravis Tech in Wallace, Idaho, which is where I live, just down the road from where I teach.
Awesome. Thank you. Thanks, Heather. Okay, Craig, Ben, and then Jesse.
Hi, I'm Craig Peterson. I teach 5th grade in Coeur d'Alene. I'm externing with Idaho Forest Group, and I've already talked to them. We're going to do a lot of different things, but I think the final project is some sort of tub that they can use to take to other schools when they do presentations.
Fabulous. All right. All right, Ben, Jesse, and then M. Holloway. You would be up next. So Ben.
Ben Taylor from Meridian Technical Charter High School. I teach high school students video production, game design, web, and graphic design. And I will be externing at Home CU. They do software for credit unions, and mostly not in Idaho, so all over the globe, really. So that's pretty exciting.
Excellent. Well, that's really exciting. Thank you. All right, Jesse, you're up next.
All right. Hi, everyone. My name is Jessie Lovin. I teach at Columbia High School physical science, so I mostly have 9th graders and some 10th graders. And this summer I'll be at St. Luke's, and I'll be working in their HR side doing like pricing analysis and like the finance side of it. So I'm really excited.
That is very awesome. Well, thank you very much for the Okay, Mr. Holloway, you are up next.
Hello, Mike Holloway, working up in Idaho City. This past year worked as a teacher. IDLA, various other areas, coding, keyboarding. Like I work with, very excited, the Idaho Technology Council, which sounds pretty impressive. I'm working with Jessica Furman, it sounds like. Spoke with her a couple times. I'm going to work with her. She's plant manager, working with code.org, various ways, getting knowledge of my education into with their business. So it's impressive, a little scary, I guess you could say, a little bit, because there are a lot of impressive people that work there. So, but I'm excited about it.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, thank you. So we'll go to Todd next, and then over to Whitney, and then over to Katie. So Todd.
Yep, so Todd Anderson, I teach in the Twin Falls School District at Robert Stewart Middle School. I teach 6th through 8th grade STEM, and I will be externing this summer at the Cliff Bar plant here in Twin Falls. And they're gonna work me through all aspects of the plant, from HR to quality assurance to production and packaging. I'm pretty excited to be there.
That is awesome. Very cool. Thank you very much. Let's see, we've got Whitney, Katie, and then we'll go to N.S. Noderly after that. So Whitney.
I think you mean me. My name's Wiley.
Wiley.
It's okay. I teach at Caldwell High School. I teach physical science and environmental science, and I'll be working with Idaho Business for the Outdoors this summer. Not exactly sure what we're going to be doing now, because originally we were going to be doing bike tours around like the Nampa, Caldwell, Treasure Valley area to like different farms and things like that. But they said they're not sure if we'll be able to do that now. So we'll see.
Okay, excellent. Sorry about that mispronunciation on that name there. It's Wiley. Okay, excellent. So Katie, over to you next.
Hi guys, I am Katie McKenzie. I am a college and career advisor for East Valley and West Middle School. And I'm going to be an extern for the STEM Action Center, and I'm going to be helping with a promotional video.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Katie. Okay, you can, yes, perfect.
Hi, I'm Nikki Snodderly. I'm a 7th grade social studies and research-based inquiry teacher at South Middle School in Nampa. I'm working with SWEMA, which is Southwest Idaho Manufacturers Alliance, and they're trying to get some stuff going at middle school and high school level with the local schools in regards to manufacturing and working with that. So that's what we're doing this summer.
Awesome, cool. All right, so we'll go to Nicole and then over to Jackson.
My name is Nicole Walker. I teach at Idaho Arts Charter School in Nampa, Idaho. I teach 7th and 10th grade English, and then I was teaching 7th social studies this year. I might not be teaching it again next year. It's still kind of up in the air. But I will be working with the Ada County Highway Department, implementing some lesson plans to use in schools to look at like the research behind transportation and stuff like that, and like the impacts on the environment, and then also to develop a school pool program to be implemented in the fall, hopefully.
All right, thank you very much. All right, it looks like we've got about 4 minutes left. So Jackson, you are on.
All right, I'll be quick. My name's Jackson Jensen. I'm a Gear Up Coordinator and College Career Advisor for the American Falls School District. And I'm externing at Idaho Central Credit Union, and I'm going to be helping out in their marketing and video departments. We're going to be making, hopefully, commercials and advertisements and doing some marketing. So I'm excited.
Very cool. All right, thank you. It looks like we've got Derek, Amanda, and then Melissa. So Derek.
I'm Derek Barrett. I am with Rigby High School. I teach robotics, and I am externing at INL.
Okay, excellent. Well, thank you very much. Amanda, over to you. And then Melissa, then Jessica.
I'm Amanda. I teach in Notice Elementary. I teach 6th grade math and science. I'm working with Aleda in Eagle. They are a consultant business.
Interesting. All right, Melissa, you're up.
Okay, so I'm Melissa McConnell. I am at School and I now.
Melissa, you're breaking up pretty badly. We'll try to come back to you, Melissa. You were breaking up pretty bad. We're going to bounce on over to Jessica.
Okay, I'm Jessica Butler. I'm a college and career advisor in Bonneville County, Bonneville School District, mostly at Hillcrest High School, and I will be interning or externing with the INL.
Okay, excellent. Melissa, were you able to get back on? We are having a hard time hearing you, and we're trying to extend the time on our free 40 minutes so that we can make sure everyone gets a chance to be introduced. Let me bounce over to Chastity.
Hi, I'm Chastity. I teach special education at Ridgeview High School, and my externship is with Sparklight.
Excellent, Sparklight. Okay, Lene, then Amber.
Hi, I'm Lene Shafter. I teach at Barbara Morgan STEM Academy. I'm their K-5 STEM specialist, and I will be externing at the Children's Museum of Idaho in Meridian.
Cool. All right, Amber.
Oh, excuse me. Hi, I'm Amber. I teach at Pepperidge Elementary in West Ada, 2nd grade. I will be at Voc Rehab.
Awesome. Voc Rehab. Cool. And then I think I missed Amanda. Did I get Amanda?
Yes.
Oh, I did. You just have a different picture up. That's why I didn't recognize it. So, okay, excellent. Well, did I miss anyone? We good?
You missed
All right. Well, oh, Kelsey, go for it.
That's okay. I'm Kelsey Wright. I'm a teacher at Notice Junior Senior High School. I teach a variety of STEM classes, and it changes every year. And I am interning at House of Design Robotics Company. And I'm going to go through their training, help them critique it and make it better. And then not sure what after that, but just kind of watch what they do and help them with stuff.
Awesome. Oh man, you guys are going to have some cool experiences this summer. I'm just so thankful that you guys stepped up and decided you wanted to give this this program a try. I know last year our businesses were absolutely amazed. We all know how amazing teachers are and all the hard work that we do. Businesses were surprised at how versatile and how quick we were to respond and how nicely we play with our peers. Shocking! So anyways, I'm just so excited for you guys to have the opportunity to kind of highlight the phenomenal work that we do as educators, be able to kind of take that learning, figure out how to kind of massage that learning back into your classroom to enhance your students' experiences. So really just delighted that you've all hopped in feet first, and we're going to be getting things ready to roll here pretty soon. So with that, I just want to see if we had any other questions, concerns, comments. Okay. Well, the STEM Action Center team, myself, Crispin, John, Stephanie, we are here at your service. And again, let us know. We're looking forward to hearing how your experiences go and to share that with others and with businesses. So super excited. Okay. Well, if there's no other comments, I guess we will call it a meeting. So John will be following up with an email, and thank you all again so much for being part of this second cohort of our externs. Have a very fun summer. Thank you. Bye.
Thanks, everybody.